Okay everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Last episode, we acquired Cid as a party member after the events of Rocket Town. This episode, we're going to do some optional things that we can now that we have the Tiny Bronco, and we can actually go from continent to continent, and then we're going to take care of a side quest in the Wutai area, which is where we are right now. Real quick, I just want to show you, I brought Barrett into my party because we haven't used him in a while. And I also want to show you the stats on the Eden coat that we acquired. You can see it has a lot of materia slots. It's 7 unlinked slots. And it has a slight boost in defense and magic defense. Now, Barrett actually doesn't have any linked materia in his armor, just the way he's set up, because he has Vincent's setup. But we're going to get something a lot better than the Eden coat fairly soon. So I'm not going to bother equipping it. He's just going to rock the gold armlet he has right now. So once you hit the Wutai area, which is the beach right across from where you got the Tiny Bronco, where it crashed into the sea, first things first, we want to get an enemy skill. And we get an enemy skill by running along the beach to encounter the giant turtles in Final Fantasy VII. Okay, so here are the giant turtles in the world of Final Fantasy VII. Adamantomi. I think that's the pronunciation. They're adamantoids and other variations of the game. So first things first, what you want to do is you actually want to try to manipulate it with Aeris right off the bat. And it missed, so we're just going to quickly sense him, see how much HP he has. I just want to make sure I don't kill him with one strike. Okay, so level 30, 1600. One hit from Cloud should be enough. Oh, maybe not. So we'll have Aeris try to manipulate again. Okay, so now that he's manipulated, we're just going to wait for Aeris' turn to come back around so we can use the enemy skill that we want. So we want to use Death Force, and we're going to use it on Barrett first, and then we will use it on Cloud. And I'm pretty sure that Death Force is just kind of like Death Sentence. You can cast it on someone else, basically. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, or it resists death, one or the other. I don't know. I never use it. I'm just getting it just to show. So we'll have him cast Death Force on Cloud. Now, if you want, Cloud can try to steal an Adamant Bangle from Adamantomi. Let's see. He didn't steal it. So I'll just finish this fight and I'll meet you guys afterwards. So just to show you, if we go to Magic and we go to Enemy Skill, and if you look on the list, you see there is no there's no Death Force skill showing up. It's because it is Death Sentence, which puts the Death Sentence on one opponent. Like I said, I'm probably not going to use it. Next enemy skill we're going to learn, we're going to head over to the green patch of Earth over here. Now, like I said, you can steal an Adamant Bangle from the turtles. It's a 2-slot linked materia that has a 93 for defense, I believe. I believe it's 93. Some people get it for the upcoming area. We're going to get something that's going to be really good, and I don't need that much defense. So I'm going to avoid it for now. If you want to get it, feel free. I've never stolen them, so I don't see the use. If it had more slots, yeah, I like to use materia, whatever. So over here, there's another enemy that we want to encounter. And before you do this, you better check and make sure that you have some tranquilizers. So I'm just going to run around until I encounter this enemy. Okay, and here's the enemy you're looking for. It is Razorweed. You only need one of them alive, and they're kind of annoying. So I would actually kill 3 of them, and then use the last one to learn the enemy skill. Now they use their Spaz voice attack, which as you can, if you look at Aeris' limit bar right now, you can see it puts the character into a Fury state. So if you don't want Fury on your characters, you better carry 3 tranquilizers with you before you come to this area. So I'm just going to take care of the other 2 remaining Razor Weeds, and then I'll show you the enemy skill that we want. And unlike Death Force, this is definitely an enemy skill you will want. Let's see, who use... Come on, use someone else that doesn't have Manipulate. Okay. So we'll have Cloud hit the Razor Weed, we'll have Aeris try to manipulate the other one. Okay, so Razor Weed is manipulated, so we're just going to have to wait a minute for Aeris' turn to come back around. And Magic Hammer is what we want to use, so first we'll use it on Cloud. And what Magic Hammer does is it's going to hit us and drain 100 MP and give it back to the Razor Weed. Now that is an awesome enemy skill to use because, with the exception of a few bosses in the game, you can pretty much kill everyone's MP and prevent them from doing certain attacks. So we'll use it on Barret. Barret's learned Magic Hammer, and now we can dispatch of the Razor Weed. Okay, so now I'm simply going to run back to the Tiny Bronco. I'm actually not going to take the Fury status off Barret and Aeris, and I might even give one to Cloud, just for an upcoming area. Now what I want to do is I want to hop in the Tiny Bronco, and I'm going to show you how to get to the Northern Continent. Because we want to get something from Bone Village. 6 somethings, actually. And you notice the Tiny Bronco cannot go in the ocean. It can stick to the shallow waters and rivers. So, I'm just showing you this once, just so you can see how to get to the Northern Continent. I'm not going to make you spend the whole episode watching me go everywhere in the Tiny Bronco. And yeah, I realize I'm kind of jerky steering it, whatever. Eventually we're going to get an airship and Tiny Bronco is going to be useless. But that's not for a little bit. So now we can see that we're starting to see a slightly different landscape, so we're getting to the Northern Continent. And over here, eventually, as we make our way around. So we can land on this beach right here, and you can see that's kind of like a dinosaur skeleton. This is actually the excavation site of Bone Village. Now, we'll come here really soon for the storyline in the game. And actually, I'm going to just buy a couple things from the item shop. And the first I want to buy are 3 diamond bangles. Actually, I'll buy a 4th just for fun. And you can see here, he also sells rune armlets, which offer double materia growth. I'm not going to use those yet, but I am going to buy 3 of them for use in the future. So just real quick, I'm going to equip my characters with the diamond bangles. So you can see here, diamond bangle, 57 defense, 37 magic defense, and it gives us an extra materia slot, so I think it's worth it. So we probably didn't even need to bother stealing the gold armlets, but whatever. And now, let's see, I'll give Barret the HP plus in his extra slot. I'll give Aeris the MP plus. And for Cloud, let's see, I have an all, so I can... Let's see, what should I give Cloud? Decisions. Let's let Cloud poison people. So we'll give him Poison All. And we'll put the enemy skill in the unlinked spot. Oh. Okay, there we go. So that's all you want to do in Bone Village for now. You could run up a couple screams and grab the Kajata Materia. I'm going to wait for the game to direct us to that in just a little bit. So next thing we want to do is we want to hop back in the Tiny Bronco, and we're going to head all the way back to Wutai where we just were, because it's easier to get to the next area from there. I'm going to cut it out so you don't have to watch me going all the way back there. Okay, so I'm back at the beach area where we started the episode. One thing I need to say is this episode is going to be a little longer episode just because of everything I want to get done. So it's going to be longer than, 25 minutes. My bad. So from Wutai, you can actually head east. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to need to follow the continent. Nope, the other way. So we'll just spin around. And one of the things you will notice, you can see here we have Cosmo Canyon to our east or our right. There's a river that bisects this continent. You can see Nibelheim over there. And you can actually use the Tiny Bronco to go in the river. Now, right here, there's a little bit of a cave, a little bit of a waterfall, and there's a cave there. We'll get to that eventually. It's nothing that we can do right now. So right now, you just want to continue along the path of the river. And we're actually going to go head up to the coast right here. And if we hop off here, we can go into the weapon seller's house. So if we talk to him, he'll actually tell us where we need to proceed for the game. Keystone you're looking for, don't have it. Keystone? Oh, you didn't come here for that? Keystone is the key that unlocks the gate to a very old temple somewhere, maybe like the Temple of the Ancients. So if we try to go to the Temple of the Ancients right now, if you even knew where it was, we wouldn't be able to get there, because we need the Keystone. And this guy will tell us that someone at the Gold Saucer actually has the Keystone. But I don't care about the Keystone right now. What I want to do is I want to change the subject. And he says he hasn't been able to get materials to make weapons. And he wants to know if we have any mithril on him. Well, we can't help you. Oh wait, no, we can. If you go back to my video about getting enemy skills, getting the second beta, if you watch that video, you'll notice there's a part in it when I go talk to an old guy sleeping in a cave somewhere, and when the last two numbers of the enemies that we've killed are odd, he gives you a piece of mithril. I'll link the video with a timestamp down in the description. So once you get your mithril, you can give him your mithril, and he'll say you can either use the big or the small box to get the item that you want. Well, I'm going to use this box upstairs. The other box only contains a gold armlet, which we already have too many of. So let's see. Open the box cloud. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that wasn't working. So we received Great Gospel for opening the box. And Great Gospel is Aeris' level 4 limit break. So we're just going to go all the way down. Cosmo Memory. Power Sword. There we are. Great Gospel. So you click it on Aeris. She says, you know, this should be okay. I can learn this. And we will change Aeris' limit to level 4. So the first level 4 limit break we're going to use in the game. And I'm just going to head back now to Wutai because that's all the optional stuff I want to do. You could go fight battles in the Gold Saucer. I don't have enough GP to get anything worthwhile in the Gold Saucer right now. So I'm just going to meet you guys back in Wutai where we will actually finally start the Wutai side quest. Okay, so here is the beach where the episode began. It's very important before you run up the hill to our right, make sure you've done everything that you want to do optional-wise, because I'll show you as we begin to climb the hill. A scene happens, so we're just walking along with Cloud, Aeris, and Barret. And Yuffie comes to say, hey, what's going on? And Barret's wondering what's going on. Oh, Yuffie says she knows this area pretty well, because Yuffie is actually from Wutai. I don't know if that's said up to this point in the game, but we find that out eventually. And Barret smartly thinks that she's up to something. He doesn't trust her. Yuffie says, no, the upcoming area is really tough. And all of a sudden, Shinra soldiers come on to attack us. And the Shinra soldiers say, hey, that's not them. These are the other guys from before. So they're not actually looking for us, but since they find us... And Yuffie says, I didn't know, I had nothing to do with this one. Meaning she was up to something, but she's not responsible for the Shinra soldiers. What do you mean, this one? This one? So you were planning something. So now we just gotta get in a fight with the Shinra soldiers and beat them up. However, you're going to notice something with this fight. Yup. I have no magic Materias. Remember how Yuffie, when we initially encountered her, her name was Materia Hunter, and I said someone was going to steal our materia? Well, that someone who was going to steal our materia, that was Yuffie. So these guys can be kind of a pain in the ass. Just pound them with physical attacks, and you should be good. The hell's going on? I knew something was missing. All my materia's gone. Hey, where's Yuffie? Yup, so we're gonna have to find Yuffie. I love Barrett's reaction. Yeah, she did say she was a materia hunter, and hints were dropped. And Barrett says she went north, so we have to go north, and we have to go after her. Okay, now just to show you. Let's see, we'll give Aeris one piece of materia. I have an ice materia, and I have a fire materia. That's all I have left. So had I not gotten those 3 materia in Rocket Town, I wouldn't have any materia to use in fights. Also, real quick, I just want to rearrange a couple things in my inventory. So let's see. Fire Fang, Ghost Hand, Deadly Waste. Where am I looking? Okay, so I want some right arms up top in my inventory. I also want a TS bomb. Oh, I got 6 TS bombs. That should be enough. You want these up top in your inventory for an upcoming boss fight, because they do an insane amount of damage to that boss. So to find out where Yuffie went, you just need to head north out of the screen. And like Barrett said, we have to head north. So you're going to head north across this bridge, which is going to shake. It's not going to fall. Now Sorry for the harsh edit, guys. I momentarily forgot where I had to go. So when you run across the first bridge, you want to run across the second bridge. And what you actually want to do is you can go left or right. You want to go left because it's going to lead you on a slope downward off the mountains. And then what you want to do is you want to go through this little opening right here, and you can run all the way along it until you come to a... Like I was saying before, we come to another bridge. And I'm just editing out all the fights because there's nothing really interesting about the enemies in Wutai. So you're going to see a slope upwards, and here's another bridge. Now, before I go further, we did grab that weapon in Rocket Town for a reason. The Force Stealer gives us a little bit more bang for our buck as far as attack goes. And you can run from the battles. I'm fighting the battles just to build my limit bar up, even though it's probably not going to get full enough to use any limits. So once you cross the bridge, just run along this path. So run along the grass now, and you can see a village off there to the distance. That is the town of Wutai. So real quick, I'm just going to save outside the town, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've saved. Now we're going to enter Wutai. And you can see Yuffie there on the left side of the screen. She's going to say hey and run off. So now we're going to have to chase her all over Wutai. I'm not going to bother talking to everyone. I know where we have to go. So it looks like she may have gone in here in the weapon shop. And this dude's going to say, no, I don't have anything. He's going to say no weapons for sale, all that stuff on the wall, it's pre-ordered by someone. So we need to figure out where Yuffie went. But before we do that, why don't we read this right here? Turtles Paradise Publicity Flyers. Now, if you remember, we've read 5 of the 6 Turtles Paradise flyers, and this pub right here with the turtle on it is Turtles Paradise. So we are going to go in here after we get the 6th flyer, which is in Wutai. So we'll see that 6th flyer soon enough. We'll get our reward from Turtles Paradise. And, I mean, it's not a great reward. It's a decent reward. So let's check out in here, see what's going on. There's no Yuffie, but who's this sitting down? It's the Turks. It's Elena, Reno, and Rude. So basically the Turks are on a little vacation in the middle of nowhere. And Elena wants to fight Cloud and company, and Reno and Rude are kind of like, we're on vacation. Even the booze tastes bad now. So if you talk to Reno, he'll talk about being a Turk and how it's hard times. And if you talk to Rude, no, not Elena. So if you talk to Rude, he'll just simply cheers, and Elena will say, "You're lucky, all right, now get out of my sight." So we're not done with them, so we'll exit here. And I wonder where Yuffie may have gone. Why don't we try up here? Maybe up here? No, she's not in here. I know where she is. Let's go. Oh, I didn't want to leave. So before we find Yuffie, we're going to grab this treasure, which is an MP Absorb Materia. And there she goes. Yuffie drops down, grabs the materia, and off we go. So the next spot that Yuffie's going to go to is all the way over here. Now, if you would have gone into this house beforehand, that little, oh, these aren't like the weirdos from a while ago. This little, privacy divider wouldn't be here. So, just knock it over, and all of a sudden there's Yuffie, who scampers away real quick. It's like trying to catch a goddamn cat. Okay. So now that she's left there, we're gonna run back to the pub. And if you see the jar here, you can see how the jar is moving. What you want to do is you want to go up to it, inspect it, and Barrett and Aeris are going to be smart. They're actually going to cover the exits, and Cloud's going to walk up, and you're going to want to punch it once, punch it twice, and punch it a third time, and Yuffie will pop out. Whoop. Whoop. So got her cornered. You gotta give us the materia now. You can't get away, Yuffie. And she says, we cornered her, she'll give us back our materia. We just have to follow her to her place. Oh, Shinra soldiers running to the bar. That's probably a good sign. So they bust in and they say, so our reports were right, he is here on vacation. We finally found him. Get the Turks here for backup. That's right, the Turks aren't here strictly on vacation, they're actually looking for someone. And Reno and Rude say they're off duty, they don't want to bother with it now. And Elena, however, is going to take charge and head on after the person that they found. Reno and Rude are like, whatever. The soldiers say they're going to report it to HQ. They just want to stay at the bar and drink. I mean, I can kind of see where they're coming from. Gotta have a little R&R from time. You can't be work 24/7. So Elena's going to run after and follow the soldiers and try to apprehend that person. And now the scene will shift to Yuffie's house, where she's going to offer up a bit of an apology. Stored in a safe place, follow me. So we'll follow after her. But before we go into that room, let's read this on the wall. Turtles Paradise Flyer number 6. Drink at the Turtles Paradise and talk about Wutai. To find Turtles Paradise, look for the big pot outside. So you run in here and Yuffie's going to start talking about her life. I've been hearing that ever since I was little. Before I was born, Wutai was a lot more crowded. And if you talk to the townspeople, that's what they say. I didn't really want to talk to anyone. She says it's just a tourist trap. After the war they got peace, but that's pretty much it. That's why if I had lots of materia, I could... And Cloud says, I don't really give a shit. You've got our materia and I want it back now. And if you give it back, we'll drop the whole thing. And she says that switch, the lever on the left, the materia's in there. Now, you can't get out of this, and the crew should really know better. But the only way to progress from this scene is to have Cloud flip the lever, and predictably it's a trap. A cage falls on Barrett and Aeris. Yuffie laughs, never trust anyone that easily. The materia is mine, blah 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 blah. And now she's going to make a dad joke. You want your materia? Then go find it yourself. And when you're looking for materia, remember you gotta steal it. Get it? So Yuffie's gonna run out. We'll just hit the switch to raise the cage. And now we gotta take off after Yuffie. Again. So this is Yuffie's house, so we're just going to run back over near Turtle's Paradise. And before I actually continue to Yuffie's next location, we're going to collect our reward. I'm pretty sure Reno doesn't say anything, or rude. Nope. So now we're just going to come over here and press X repeatedly until the barman comes down here. Congrats, you've just found all 6 flyers for the Turtle's Paradise. Here's your prize, just as we promised. Power Source, Guard Source, Magic Source, Mind Source, Speed Source, Luck Source, and a Mega Elixir. Not bad. Please come again. I do wonder how they verify that you actually read all the flyers. Now, real quick, I'm just going to use the sources. Now, I use the sources on Cloud. Eventually, all 3 of my main party members will wind up with enough sources to boost their stats to 255. So, in case you don't know where to go to find Yuffie, we're actually going to run to one of the unexplored areas of Wutai. Right here, you can see a dog kind of running over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to run up here, we're going to hit the bell or the gong, whatever it is. I think it's supposed to be a gong. And a door opens. So if we go in here... Shinra music. And someone's got a hold of Yuffie. You. Ho ho? Santa Claus? Nope. Don Corneo, the pimp of the slums, is back. Ho hi! I finally got a new chickie. 2 for 1, in fact. And the other one? Yup, Elena. Now, Don has to know that she's a member of the Turks, and I don't know why he thinks he's just going to be able to take her. And Yuffie's like 14, dude. But whatever, so we're just going to raid his stash here. Swift Bolt, I think it casts Bolt 2 or Bolt 3. And an Elixir. Not bad. So the Shinra soldiers rush in, and they try to stop Corneo. And we're going to block him from the back. And he's going to see he doesn't have an escape. The Shinra soldiers are going to charge. He's going to sidestep out of the way, and we're going to fight. Again, why, when Don Corneo stepped to the side, they just continued on to fight us, I don't understand. I used the Swift Bolt in that batter, and in case you were wondering, a Swift Bolt will hit your enemies, all enemies, with Bolt 3. So that could be something useful in the upcoming boss fight, since we have no materia. So we'll just continue on here, and we're going to go in here, because in this room, you can see it looks like there's a false wall. Wow, there's a really high-pitched wall. And you can go behind the false wall, and we're going to get, a treasure. It's not really worth it to us, but I figured I would just show you guys. It's a hairpin. It's a weapon for Red 13. It doesn't have any slots. It has a higher attack, but it doesn't have a higher attack than the Seraph Comb. We're not going to need to update Red 13's weapon for quite some time. So we'll just exit, check out the koi pond, and go in here. I'm just going to quickly rest up to heal my guys. I suggest taking advantage of it because you don't have your cure materia. And if you go behind that little hanging or painting on the wall, there's another secret passage. So if we go here, we can grab a Magic Shuriken, which is a different weapon for Yuffie, one I'll probably be making use of very soon. Nope, I don't want to go through there. So, go through the door here, and we can just exit. There's another secret passage that we're eventually going to take. However, we can't access it yet. And if we talk to Rude and Reno, they'll talk about Elena, Don Corneo. And basically, we're going to temporarily join forces. So basically, they're going to go after Elena, we're going to go after Yuffie, and we're just not going to get in each other's way. We have no intention of joining you, we're only agreeing to not fight each other. For now. Trust us, we're not done fighting with the Turks. And Reno decides, let's be vague. It's the most obvious place. Well, what's the most obvious place? So, if that's one of the most obvious places there, the next most obvious place is probably the place we haven't explored yet. Which is this place right up here, the side of the mountain. Yep, there they are. We won't endanger Elena, they're not gonna hurt Yuffie. For now. So I'm just gonna just running away from battles because Cloud already has his limit break built up and I have no desire to accidentally waste it. Run over here, talk to Reno. He'll tell us to stop wasting time. He's obviously not here. So there's one more treasure I want to get in this area before we tackle Don Corneo. And we're going to run down here. And let's go talk to Rude. Oh, you don't really want to say anything? Oh, you're just going to go stand in here now? Well, let's follow him. So it's a fire cave that we can't get through, but if we open this box, we can get a Dragoon Lance, which is a new weapon for Sid. So that's all we need to do. We'll just run out of here now, and now we'll just... As I was saying, we're going to run down here now. And here we go. Here's Don Corneo with his two girls. Dude, you know Yuffie's like 14 years old. And you just described her as scrumptious. Getting kind of weird there, Japan. Okay. So, there's a whole lot of dialogue here. He's basically going to decide which one he wants to choose for the night until we're going to interrupt. Rope lessons more seriously. And it looks like, is that supposed to be a cigarette or a cigar that he has in his mouth? And his companion is going to be the cheerful one, which I believe is Yuffie. Saucy. Again, she's like 14. And then we're going to show up on and interrupt his fun. Long time no see. Well, actually, you literally just saw us. So they've got their own reasons to be pissed at Don Corneo. Oh, he's suffered a lot since we last met him. He's going to start to tell us sorry, but... Cloud again is going to say, I don't give a shit. Just let him go. He's going to be defiant, state that he wants Aeris too. Oh, after we fight his new enemy. It's boss time. It's not apps, it's Raps. Now, Raps can be tough. He does have a decent amount of damage, or, a decent amount of HP, and we don't have Materias. But I want to show you what a right arm can do. $1,300 HP. That's pretty good. He'll use Arrow 3. We'll have Aeris use a TS bomb so I can show you what it does. Almost kill Aeris. Oh, but now we gotta wait for Aeris, because this will give me the opportunity to show you what Great Gospel is. So this is Aeris' Ultimate Limit Break, Great Gospel. Good thing I gave her that high potion. So we are going to be completely healed. MP, HP, and we're actually invincible right now. That's what, it's a peerless status. So if you don't have the limits like I do, and you don't have the TS bomb, or the right arm, or the swift bolt, just use your magic and physical attacks, and hopefully your limit break will eventually be enough to take care of Raps. I'm just going to use Meteor Rain and hope that it finishes the fight. But if it doesn't, I got another TS bomb for him. Yep, that's it. He's done. So enough preparation can go a long way to make this boss fight really easy, even though you don't have your materia. $3,200 experience, 33 AP, Peace Ring. So we've defeated your monster again, Don Corneo, for the second time. And he's gonna offer his riddle again. Choice number 2 is the correct one. So he's going to attempt to drop the girls, or basically tell us that he's going to, and threaten that we need to give him Aeris. I love how there's a T in Barrett's profanity. There's one T, and then everything else is the filter they use. And there's Don Corneo saying, "Now give me your women too." Oh, you're not gonna have the last laugh. The Turks are. And there's Reno. This probably would have been a better scene with T-Sang, because T-Sang does have something for Aeris. And I love how Don Corneo is surprised, even though he should have known that Elena was a Turk. Leaked the secret. If you remember, Don Corneo told us about the secret on how to get into Shinra's headquarters, because he thought we were going to die in the sewers after we met with Apps. And apparently the Turks are still pissed that he gave up that secret. Rude's going to hit him with something. And Reno's going to take care of business. Put your mouth on the curb. No, it's not American History X. So now Reno decides, I'll play the riddle game. And Don Corneo's going to say number 2. And in true poetic justice, they're all wrong. See ya. Still got the cigar in his mouth. And Rude is going to provide the proper answer, the correct answer. Because it's their job. Okay, so we're going to get the girls down now. Now, Reno needs to remonstrate something to Elena every single time we encounter these guys. Elena, don't do this. Elena, don't do that. And he's going to get a phone call. And the Shinra wants the Turks to now find Cloud. Apparently, they know they dispatched Don Corneo. So we get ready to fight, and they're going to say they're on vacation. No, today is our day off. Okay, so that's pretty much the Wutai side quest. Yuffie's gonna give us all of our materia back. And of course she's gonna screw up the order. It's just gonna randomly assign materia wherever it wanted to. And she's gonna say, I could have taken him on any time. So the characters are going to decide, let's leave, and Yuffie is going to chase after him. We cannot kick her out of our party. She's here till the end. Hey, wait up! And she's going to give this to us. The MP Absorb Materia she stole. Now, what MP Absorb does is if you can junction it with like a summon, for instance, or a spell, and you'll get some of your casting magic back. So just to show you real quick. Fire, HP plus, long range, all, Choco Mob, Chocobo Lure, Restore. So the game just just assigns things to give you at random. I will check my materia real quick, however, though. I want to go in here. This is the cat room. You wouldn't be able to get in here earlier if you tried. There'd be a cat blocking your path up here. However, that cat's now gone, so we can run forward and open the chest and get an HP Absorb Materia, which is just like it sounds after I told you what MP Absorb does. HP Absorb is used to cast magic and get some of your hit points left. So we'll just exit here. That's going to be it for this episode. I know it was a lot. I thank you guys for watching and sticking with it. Next episode, we'll actually continue on with a Yuffie specific part of Wutai, including getting some new weapons from the weapon dealer now. And I will rearrange my materia off screen. So that'll all be done before the next episode. Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.